Okay, so I'm not showing.
Well, my wife should be in the chat room already. Hopefully
Um,
she can hear us.
okay, yeah, yeah. Well, we got somebody in the chat right here.
It's probably Mrs. D.
I've never messed with the chat, so welcome everybody. It's me and Brant. We're here. We're live.
Yup.
Oh yeah, there she is. Hi, Miss D.
Can she hear us? Can you hear us, baby girl? Let him know.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh? Can you hear us?
Can she hear me?
Tim K. Hey everybody. Can you guys hear us?
Let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, if you guys can hear us, can we get a thumbs up?
Let us know. Give us a thumbs up, baby girl.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a black screen. I don't know why it's doing that. Shit, I had like it was supposed to show my face. I apologize. I have no idea why it's doing that. I mean, it's supposed to. Okay, that's not the camera. Okay, that's. Yeah, I have no. I have no idea why it's doing. Okay, so they hear us. All right, guys, welcome everybody
They
to
can
our
hear us.
first. Yes, they hear us. I got a couple thumbs up. Your lady, Miss D, gave
Good.
us a thumbs up, and PNG News Media, Clinch Fist Buddy,
Good.
is in the house today too. Have you Brant? Have you ever gone on to PNG Media News? You should check it out. He's got some pretty good
No, I
content.
haven't.
No, he's got some pretty good content.
Okay.
He's got an interview with LP.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Lawrence Powell.
yeah,
Okay,
he's
right
got a
on.
really good interview. Okay,
Okay, that's a good friend of mine, man. LP was my neighbor for a while, man. That's a good guy right there.
okay,
We
good.
send our best to you guys.
I apologize, guys.
I'm just glad.
This is the first time we're doing the live, and I had it set up so it was gonna at least show an image of my face and like a background, but I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna have to figure it out for the next time. But I apologize, everybody. If anyone knows why it's doing that, please let us know in the chat. But again, I'm here with Two Scoops, and I'm gonna let Two Scoops. I'm gonna let Two Scoops take the floor and talk for a minute. He's got something to talk about.
Okay, okay. What's up, everybody? We send our best to the worthy. You know who you are.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
As you guys know, I have a channel called Solid Behind Blue Eyes on YouTube. Check it out. We do lives all the time. And me and my wife, and we got a bunch of videos up there. And hit the, join us and ask questions and shit, and get involved with the corruption underbelly of CDCR and conditions of confinement. I don't talk about shit I can't talk about. I don't cross no lines. And, we're pushing the solid GP line over here, man, nothing else. So, Outlaw, it's a pleasure, man. I'm glad we get to do this, bro. And, we're gonna answer some of the people's questions tonight, and we got a few topics of our own to chop it up about, right?
Yeah, and I apologize if I can't keep up with some of these comments. I have to admit, I'm not such a fast reader, and I gotta get me some fucking reading glasses. Like even right now, shit, I'm struggling to kind of stare at the screen. I guess I'm becoming an old man. I guess, but that's crazy. So I'm I'm gonna
Hey,
let you
bro,
take the
that
floor.
happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take the floor though, because I want you to talk about what you were gonna talk to me about a minute ago.
Okay, baby girl and everybody out there, man, they just took my buddy and my co-defendants, Ronnie and Jake, across the street. They yelled in at me as they were leaving by. Ronnie said he sends you to everybody that's solid, man, and well wishes, and he's going across the street. The old Folsom ads say they're splitting us all up. They're trying to stir these pots. They're shuffling the deck of cards, and they don't like us together for too long, and that's what they're doing. They've never ever liked us together for too long. They always want to try to split us up, and create complete chaos within. And again, that's their whole MO right there. Create a bunch of chaos with a bunch of propaganda within. Because together, united, and in the same area where we could check each other's or word or whatever we got to say, they can't play no games. And then, being apart, they put people in between us, and the people in between us are the ones playing the games. So, but with that said, yeah, they took my buddy, man. It sucks, but it is what it is. That's prison life for you. At least I got to kick you with him for 3 more years. We've been here 3 years now, and we were neighbors at the Bay for 5. So it's a good thing, man, to reconnect with somebody, man, and get to hang out with them and get a lot of shit cleared up and a lot of shit out of the game. So, that's one of the topics I wanted to tell everybody that, yeah, they're splitting us up. And I don't know how much longer I'll be here at CSP SAC ad seg because I have a case pending in the federal case still, and I'm trying to get rid of my deal because they lied. As most of you guys watch my channel, and you guys, me and Outlaw's talked about it before. So, but we'll see. We'll see. So that was what I wanted to talk about right quick, Outlaw.
Okay, cool. Now, I just wanted to spend a few moments, and I wanted to talk about the recent release of Leonard Peltier. I know we touched on it on one of our last videos, but he was just recently released, and I found interesting that he gave a quote when he was released right out of jail. And let me repeat the quote that he gave, and then I want you to talk about it for a minute. I gave 50 years for that, and I'm going to give the rest of my life. So, they haven't broken. They have not broken me. I am not broken, was part of his speech that he made when he was released from prison. Now, when I listen to your lives or when I listen to some of your videos, I often hear you, Ronnie, and as a matter of fact, in the recent interview with Tortuga, you guys frequently mention that you're not broken and that your spirit is not broken. Can you elaborate on what that means to you guys?
Yeah. So, all my best to Leonard Peltier. I hope you're the best, bro, and, live life to the fullest, man, and, again, I hope you the best in my respects. Now, as far as that comment right there, what that comment means for me is that man didn't break no matter what the prison system came at him with. No matter what they did to him, he didn't debrief, he didn't snitch, he didn't roll over and become their puppet. And, that's what it means for Ronnie as well. I already know, man. And, and that's a big thing because at the end of the day, all you got is your soul and your spirit. And, no matter what they do to us physically, mentally, but spiritually and in your soul, they can't break me. So they can waterboard me. The worst it's going to be is it's going to hurt a little bit, but I ain't going to break. They can torture me. It might hurt a little bit, but I ain't going to break. And they can put me in a cell butt naked with bright lights on for a year. I ain't going to break. And, God knows what they've tried to do to me over the past 5, 6 years, right? And a few of my friends, And so that's what it means, man. Just no matter what, you got to stand for something, man. Your integrity, your honor, your morals. You got to stand for something, man. Don't break whatever, man. So that's what it means.
You said it perfect. Give me a moment real quick. We don't hear it, but I just hit the applause button, Brant. So there's like an applause
This
going
call
on.
and your telephone number will be
Shit, that's being
monitored and recorded.
I hope it stops. Okay. Okay. So the reason why I brought up that statement that Leonard Peltier made and that you perfectly just clarified what it means to you, can you define what you would consider a broken man? That would be considered somebody who's on SNY, right?
Yeah, SNY, EOP, somebody that broke and debrief and turned snitch due to outside pressures by the cops or whatever he's got going on in his life. And That's what it means to me. Is he didn't break. He's still solid. He's active, solid GP. His soul's intact. His spirit's intact. His integrity's intact. His honor, and that's what it means. You know.
That's what I thought. Oh, okay, before I keep talking, if you guys can mention in the chat room, how do we sound? Are we too low? Should I turn up the volume a little higher? Is Brent coming in kind of clear? Just give a thumbs up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't.
Give us a
Yeah,
heads up, folks.
we'll see right now. Okay, so now the reason why I brought that up is because you're familiar. I've asked you before, and you said yes, but I'm gonna ask again. Okay, they said it sounds pretty good. Great, thank you, PNG Media News. Hey everyone, I highly recommend you guys also check out his channel and subscribe. He's got really good content, really good, fair and biased content. I mean, he's got actives on there, and he's interviewed SNYs. So I mean, he's probably the only fair and balanced channel I've seen out there on YouTube so far. All the other ones slant over to the snitch influencers and whatever narrative they push. Okay, but before we lose track, um, I've asked you before, and you said you know who George Jackson is, and he actually has a famous statement that he's made, and it's well known that he's made that never let them count you amongst the broken men. And from
Right.
what I understand, the definition of what he meant was same thing, was an individual whose spirit was broken and he bowed to the will and demands of their masters or the individuals who try to dominate them.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly it, man. Mhm.
You know, and I find it very interesting that, I mean, you obviously never did time with George Jackson. He's not of your generation or anyone that's in jail right now. And you have a Native American activist saying the same statement. We have Tortuga saying the same statement on a recent interview a couple days ago. You just clarified what you mean when you make that statement. And we all know what George Jackson meant when he made that statement. I mean, I just want people to realize the power of that statement right there. I mean, instead of listening to this like snitch influencers and their prison boogeyman fairy tales, I mean, listen to the power and the words some of these men say. Okay, yeah, they say this sounds pretty good. Thank
Yeah.
you guys. Tim K, what's up? Clinch fist salute,
That's
buddy.
good.
Tim K's in the house.
Yeah.
Did I mention it right?
Who?
Tim K.
Oh, get on. All right, Tim K. I'll send mine, bro. I hope you get well soon. Glad you could join us, my friend. Fuck yeah.
Okay, and I guess we could take a moment. I kind of wanted to talk about just for a moment, give a moment of silence, or not a moment of silence. Maybe we can get everybody to put an emoji of a white candle or lighter, or I don't know, something, a light bulb, whatever. But recently in North Texas, there was an 11-year-old girl who committed suicide over. She was allegedly bullied because of threats that her parents were illegal and that immigration was going to come and deport them. And it drove her so crazy that she ended up committing suicide. And I just wanted to know if maybe you had any thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing, man. Any type of suicide in life is not good, man, and it's especially for a baby girl, you know, a little girl.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
That's horrible, man, and all my condolences go out to them. You know, I couldn't imagine that on my worst enemy. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, I got to call back, my friend.
Yeah, call me back, and I'll kind of just talk for a little bit while you call
All right.
back.
All right, buddy.
Okay. Okay, guys. So the reason I brought that up is because I find it interesting that these children who are bullying this 11-year-old girl obviously didn't get the rhetoric that they were saying at the schoolyard. They obviously heard it at the dinner table from their parents, and I find it interesting that these kids obviously they don't understand what we say at the dinner table when we talk, and we don't take the time to explain to them what we mean when we say these things. So they interpret it in a totally different way. And then they take it to school, and then these are usually the outcomes of what we get, where children end up bullying other people. And I tell my children, when I make a statement, don't listen to what I say, wait till you get older, research anything I say or anything you've ever heard you say, and then develop your own opinion. but don't just regurgitate what you hear at the dinner table from someone else, because I'm not always going to be right, and neither is everyone else.
Thank you for
Oh,
using Global Tel Link.
All right now.
hey, King Kong, what's up, my man? Tony Corn, Corn, yeah, Tony Corn is up in the house too, and King Kong too.
King Kong, what's up, fellas? Tony Corn, King Kong, I send mine to you guys, man. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, folks.
Um,
Get involved, join the conversation.
Before you cut off, I was talking about how it's important for us as adults, even us on YouTube, to watch what we say and the rhetoric that we spew, because a lot of the younger viewers that are listening to us are not mentally developed to interpret it in the proper way, and they usually interpret it in a negative way, and usually the outcomes of what happened to this 11-year-old girl is a perfect example of what happens when young children listen to the rhetoric that's on the fake news media or being spewed by prison boogeymen, right, the snitch influencers, or any of these other fear-mongering YouTube channels. We have to be careful of what we're saying to people, or, well, like I said, they're always going to interpret it the negative way, and I, I truly feel that's why, like, these snitch influencers, when they do their rhetoric, they know that no way, the majority of people, the youth that are listening to them, are going to interpret the negative out of what they say. They're going to hear that the prison boogeymen are locked up in the shoe with millions of dollars stuffed in their pillows, and, that they're extorting everyone for millions of dollars annually, but yet can't afford to
Hang on,
have good legal representation, right? But
right, hang on, they're at my door real quick. Go ahead.
no, okay, they're at this door. I'm renting off. I'm gonna let him talk right now. I'm gonna bring up another subject, guys.
Well, they're all leaving me, man. I'm gonna be the last one eating here.
I don't know if you guys hear him. He's talking about how his buddies are leaving. Ronnie and his other buddy are leaving, or being forced to leave, right?
Yeah. Hey, Hank, 77 got a burrito for you, friend? Yeah, thank you, man. Oh, hey, can you move him right here so I don't get no shitty neighbors sticking the wall? Yeah. What you think?
Oh, that background buzz? That's my neighbor cutting the
My
yard.
bad. Excuse me, I'm back.
Hold on, let me.
Bud, my bad. They were
Okay,
here giving me my medication.
talk for a minute. I gotta close my door.
Okay. What's up, people? How you guys doing out there? King Kong, TMK, baby girl, Tim, Tony, everybody else who's there, I can't see, but I see them from the big house in CSD Sacramento, known as New Folsom and Sig. Yep.
Give me a minute to apologize, everybody. My neighbor is decided to mow his yard, so that buzzing noise, that's the neighbor mowing the yard. And earlier, before Brent called, I thought we were going to have background music because my other neighbor who's in a band seemed like they were going to start practicing, but they stopped before we went on our live. So we might have background music in the background, guys. I hope you guys like mariachi
Shit,
and,
hey, but we're gonna work it though. We're gonna run it, no problem.
Okay, so Brent, I wanted to talk to you and get your opinion because, again, like P&G Media News, I want to be a fair and balanced channel. I don't always want to feel like we're smashing on the powers that be or always talking about corrupt government. You know what I mean? So I wanted to ask you what you feel of the recent prison guard strike that's going on across New York prisons, or if you're even aware of it, or if anyone in the chat room is aware that right now that the guards in the state of New York are on strike at, I think, the overwhelming majority of the prisons, and that the National Guard has to come in to fill the spots of these guys that are out protesting. But go ahead, let me know what you think.
Okay. So first of all right, thank you, man. Right on. First of all, I feel that everybody can stand up for something, right? They need to stand up for something, or they'll fall for anything. And so, more power to them if that's what they're doing. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Excuse me, but more power to them.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They're standing up for what they believe in, and obviously something's got them disturbed. And more power to them, man. Just like we did our strikes, and so I hope they get what they want as long as it ain't hurting no prisoner, you know.
No, true. Okay, so
And it. Mhm.
now apparently they're striking because they believe they're overworked. They go that they're all that allegedly being made to work 24-hour shifts, working 7 days a week.
God.
And
Wow.
the only thing I kind of disagree with, and I kind of feel like they snuck it in, that they're upset that they can't use solitary confinement anymore. I thought that was really odd.
What? That they can't use solitary confinement no more.
Yep, yeah, because they want to continue using solitary confinement.
Right. So to me, there's a thing. I think it came from the National Hague. I'm not sure if it's the World Hague or whatever, but they're trying to pass a law where they can't use solitary confinement longer than 15 days on a human being, right?
shit. Are you guys getting sound?
Oh,
Is it? Are you hear us
can
now?
you hear me?
Oh shit! Did I hear it? Let's see if Miss D leaves a comment here. Okay. Oh, sorry, Miss D. I guess I accidentally hit the mic. Oh, I apologize. Man, that's probably why we lost some people. Okay. Shit. I gotta.
Can they hear us?
Yeah, they hear us now. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I looked. The mic was muted. I guess when I flicked off the camera.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and
So
recorded.
have we? Oh, so we've been muted for a while. Oh shit, we've been muted for a minute. Since okay, I know what you.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I apologize. Uh, again, I'm not like the snitch influencers who is trained and groomed how to run a podcast and a live. So I guess I when I exited out of the camera, it I accidentally hit the mute button on the mic. Shit. So yeah. Wow.
So did they hear anything I said about Zap?
Yeah. Okay. I apologize, guys. I don't know. I don't know if you guys heard again. I'm apologize again. I'm not a professional YouTuber. This is all trial and error for me. I mean, on top of kind of being nervous doing a live. Um. So I accidentally when I phased out of the camera, I hit the mute. But we're back. Sorry, guys. You guys didn't hear anything he said about Zap, right? No. Okay. Yeah. Miss D said no. So sorry,
Wow.
guys. Before we
Hold on.
went mute, I had asked Brant what he thought about the individual who goes by the 8K of Zap, who was one of stories written by lying SNY prisoners' first guest when he started his channel. And I'll let you repeat what you thought about the individual, because that was a comment from an individual. They wanted to know what you thought about Zap.
Right. And he did. The guy put it on my channel too, and I appreciate the question. So what I'll say, and I can't, I won't go into everything because it's not meant for the public's ears. But I will tell you this. The guy goes around blaming me and my friends for his mistakes in life, and blaming us for his weakness in his soul and in his spirit. The guy testified in our RICO case that he had a murder on the streets and a homicide in prison, but he calls it a manslaughter. So, and then like 7 attempted murders. And normally, in a general sense, a guy would never go home if he had that type of shit. 2 dead bodies on his and a fucking multiple attempted homicide. Well, this guy turns evidence, WITSEC, against us, testifies off the skin of our back and got him home. Because he got weak and didn't want to own up and be accountable for his lies and manipulation and getting in bed with IGI and law enforcement. And he got caught. He got caught, and but yet it's all our fault, right? It's all our fault, and it is what it is, man. So, like I said, he really faults me and my friend because it was to us he lied to, and he got caught. And that's his bad, not mine. That's what you call a broken spirit right there. That's a broken soul, man. And I didn't cause him to go PC and tell on fucking everybody. That's really weak. And that's what he did. So I'll leave the rest where I'm supposed to. Not meant for the public's ears. And I'll just leave it like that. He ain't even worth no more breath of mine or brain space in y'all's head.
Okay. I'm gonna try to. Shit. I gotta. How do I? I don't know why it won't let me rotate the motherfucker. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it to give you guys something to look at, I guess, but shit, then I can't look at the comments. So if you guys don't mind, I'll just hold it like that. Brent,
Are you able to see the comments?
yeah, I can see the comments, but I'm trying to give them a little visuals. Here, well, why don't I give them what? I just want to give you guys a quick little tour of my little. It's my little man cave. You mean studio where I can sneak away? I mean, I built this thing myself. Look at the fucking floor. I mean, just a little something. I'm actually gonna build one way bigger. This is just a prototype. You can't see it, Brant, but when you watch, I guess your wife can explain it to you. So,
Right.
but I'm just giving them a visual, and
Right.
I have the candle there just to relax because like I'm telling you guys, I get fucking muscle problems. I think it's becoming arthritis, and it's really bad. I was trying to
Right.
write today. It really fucked me up. So I got my heating pad on. I got my candle just to relax and just trying to just kind of relax, like get some attention out. And then I'm holding the phone with my hand that causes the pain to fucking go into my shoulder.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's 10 and 90s.
Yeah. So here,
That's
guys,
nerve problems.
if you guys can zoom in, I highly recommend you guys check out that book right there. So I highly recommend you guys check out that book.
Cool.
Now, Brant, they said we cut
So
off and we were talking about the
yeah.
prison guards. So we'll just repeat the question
Oh.
again. I want to know what your thoughts are on the prison guards, how they're on strike at on New York prisons.
Oh. Well, more, like I said, more power to them. As long as they're striking for something that's honest and above board, And I truly the Second Amendment, peaceful. I mean, I think it's the First Amendment, peaceful protest. And at least I think it is. I'm not sure, but like we did our strike, they do their strikes, and it is what it is, man. If they feel they're paying their own work, more power to them. Now, if it's doing something to the inmates and fucking the prisoners up, and they're mad because they can't keep them in the hole or at say a long time anymore, well, I got an issue with that, and it's personal, and I'm biased. And but and I want to tell you guys, they just got them a bunch of them for murder of that guy they killed while he was chained up. They beat him to death, and that's the type of shit I stand against, man. Black, white, or Mexican, as long as you solid good dude and your spirit ain't broken, you ain't snitching. Man, they do that shit right there. That shit pisses me off, man. But they're striking for their rights. More power to them.
Okay, let's see. Can you guys hear us a little better? Uh, they said that it got weak a little bit. Okay, very faint. You got something covering the mic. Um, did it get pushed out? I don't know. I got not. Can you guys hear us a little better? Muffled sound. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Let me unplug the mic and see if I can reset it. Okay. How's that sound now? It got louder briefly. Is it better now, guys? Let's see something. Okay. Okay. Oh, I think 'cause I pushed the phone a little way, so I pushed them closer. Brent, go ahead. Talk a little bit, please.
Can you guys hear us clearly? Let us know. Give us a thumbs up, baby girl. Everybody, let us know how, we're trying to get this right. I hope they can hear us.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
They said you sound weak. I can maybe turn up your volume. Let's see. No. Okay. So you guys can't hear
My
Brent?
volume's up. Oh, wow. They can't hear me?
Okay. Yeah. They said yes. Now leave it. Okay. You're good. Yeah. I literally moved the phone, or it got moved on accident, like an inch or two, or half an inch, and it fucking does that. I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't hear you.
Yeah, my wife does it to us too.
Okay. Damn, bro.
I
It
guess
keeps
it's
going in and
location to
out.
location.
They say you keep going in and out. Okay. Okay. Better,
Oh, is that
right?
right?
Okay. Is he on speakerphone? Yes, he's on speakerphone. Tony Corn says it sounds better.
Okay.
So, oh, you might be too loud now.
Did they,
Leave the phone close together. Okay, they say way. Okay, they say way better. All right. Is Tony
All
Corn the
right.
only one that agrees that it sounds better?
Okay. Well, let's not move nothing.
Okay, they say it goes good and it goes not so good. Oh, okay. I just lowered the mic. I noticed he when he talks it kind of goes over the volume and it goes fly and kind of muddles out. So I lowered the mic a little bit. Let me lower it a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, there. I lowered the
Okay.
mic better. Hey, 11. What's up, my guy? Now, okay, let's see.
This
Now,
call and/or telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah. Can they hear me? Can they hear? Can they hear us? Did they hear everything I said on Zap and the strike?
we can see you. They can see. They can see all my little fucking gadgets on. See, fuck, I'm over here trying to hold it. That's why I wanted to leave the blank screen because it's just easier for me not to focus on so much shit. Oh, they can see my notes. So that's fucking crazy. Oh, so you guys see me where it says fucking be quiet and let Brand talk?
Well, the main thing I think matters is our voice, right?
Okay. This some. They say it sounds a little better. Okay. Fuck. I apologize. Well, the reason why, like I said, I brought up the strike for the prison guards is notice these individuals who claim to be the prison genre are not touching on the subject. How they tend to only focus on violence, glorifying prison, and insinuating that you spend the rest of your life in ad seg or the shoe, that you can have your pillows full of millions of dollars from extortion money.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I know. All those fancy sound gadgets are not really working. Okay, so how about if I just switch over? Please, I'm gonna go blank screen and give me a second, guys. It's gonna pause for a second. Call me back. Okay, guys. Better now. I'm gonna disconnect my little gadget thingy and just it's gonna go blank, but I can have it next to Brant. Okay, guys. So that's cool. Okay, great. Cause it's just directly connected to my phone now. I apologize against the blank screen, but in order for me to read it, no stop. It's loud. It's too loud now, guys. Okay.
Hello, Moto.
This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Right.
an incarcerated individual at the California State Prison for Presa, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call,
Okay.
say or dial
Thanks, guys.
5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, now.
Okay. So, Brant, talk for a minute. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you
Okay.
a question to talk about, or I'm going to ask you a question.
All right, tell me. Yeah.
Can you explain to us the alleged charges and incident that you're allegedly in prison for?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in prison for 3 attempted murders and 2 assaults with a deadly weapon. But in the case, nobody got hurt. There was no medical attention needed. And I got triple life because I went to trial and got the trial tax max. But I was offered a 10-year deal, and I turned it down because my attorney said, we got this beat at trial. Don't worry, we got this beat. And so I trusted in my attorney, and I got screwed. And I got life. And I've been down 31 years, 30 years actually since. So That's what I'm in prison for.
And out of those 31 years, how many did you spend in the shoe?
27. I got 27 years total in solitary confinement. Solitary confinement consists of shoe and ad seg, the whole, whatever. It's solitary confinement, shoe, ad seg. And I got 27 out of 30.
Okay, now according to law enforcement and court records, what was the incident that took place? Right, allegedly you shot at two individuals, right, or attempted murder on two individuals, correct, with the shotgun?
On three.
On three individuals.
3 people were shot at.
Now, according to court and police statements, how far away was the alleged shooter from the three individuals?
10 to 11 feet.
10
with
to
a 12-gauge shotgun in Mossberg. That's what they said.
A Mossberg. And we talked about this last time. I asked you what size the length barrel was and how many shells actually fit on that one. And I told you if it was a standard shotgun, it would probably hold 3 to 4 rounds, right?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, 10 to 11 feet is only about 3 yards away. Now,
Right.
with the shotgun, and no one was injured, correct?
Correct. No medical attention needed. Police report said it. Not me. Police report said it.
So, I just, for any of you individuals who are out on the chat who happen to be avid shooters or who've done some shooting like myself, specifically with shotguns, you should be able to literally blow somebody's limb off or severely wound them, if not kill them, if you're within about 3 yards away with the shotgun.
No doubt.
Yes. So, I mean, what I'm saying is that the individual who allegedly was attempting to shoot these individuals, it's obviously by looking at, I mean, what you're telling us, that the individual who was actually shooting at them or shot at them wasn't intending to shoot at them, because he should have wounded one of them at that close range.
Right. Right. So my attorney, he tried to get the charge knocked down, and the prosecution said, no, you can't get inside the mind of the shooter, because he's saying it wasn't him. And so that's what they did to me, man. And at first I was charged with an assault with a firearm, and in which nobody got hurt. And the DA, like I said, man, the DA she was hungry for convictions, and all she cared about was a win. And I would tell y'all something. And I said it on my own channel, Solid Behind Blue Eyes, that okay, one of the main things in my case was the fact nobody got hurt. The witnesses couldn't even identify me in a proper manner. They had me looking many different ways, but they were under duress by the detectives and the DA. Well, this is back in the mid-'90s when the prison boom was happening and everybody was getting struck out, 3 strikes, right? So, but in my trial, the closing arguments, the DA told the jury, find him guilty, let him go away for a few years in his life. He'll only get a couple of years in prison to think about what he did wrong. And truth be told now, I was facing triple life consecutive. So the DA committed perjury in my trial, and nothing was done. Nothing. And I've been in prison since.
And have they released people who actually committed murders, multiple murders, from prison on parole already, since these new laws passed?
Multiple. Many people they've released for murders, 2 or 3 murders. And what gets under my skin, Outlaw and folks, is the fact that they release these sexual predators, these chomos and these weirdos and shit. It does. It gets under my skin that they release them. I've never heard a woman, a child, or elderly, or innocent soul in this world. And them people, they hurt all types of innocent souls and child and kids, you know. But yet they released them.
You mean like the chomo that Hector Bravo is promoting on his channel? Or actually not a chomo, but a sex
Yep.
offender?
Yep.
Like that guy
Yep.
who's got multiple murders,
Yep.
right? Who claims he's a gangster. He goes on social media, writes books and all this stuff, claiming to be a gangster. But in all reality, if we lay it on the table, you're in jail for a couple petty robberies, grocery store robberies to feed your habit, and gang raping a young underage girl. John Gotti never went to
Right.
jail for rape. I mean, Carlo Gambino never went to jail for rape. I could name plenty of other gangsters. I don't think Pablo Escobar ever went to jail for rape, or Chapo
No.
Guzman, or I mean, any individual that would be labeled a real gangster, I guess, if you want to glorify these guys for rape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right.
I wonder
Right.
if Hector Bravo would bring that man around his daughter if he thinks so highly
Well,
about
you
him.
know what's right? You know what's so crazy you say that, Outlaw? Is my wife told Hector, hey, that dude's got an R on his jacket. Because at the time, Hector got on his thing and he promoted that mall, whatever that fucking that thing was. And he was telling everybody to check it out. It's a good thing. But then he goes on to say, you know, that he don't fuck with people with R's on their jacket, right? He said it. I mean, he said it, bro, right there on the spot. I ain't fucking with no sexual weirdos. That's what or deviants or with R's on their jacket. Well, sir, Mr. Bravo, sorry to tell you, but that dude's got an R on his jacket, partner. So don't contradict yourself in the same sentence, because you will get called on it.
And any of you guys in the comments, or you, Brant, notice in this interview when he interviews Rene Box Enriquez, besides painting him out to be a wonderful guy, I mean, never once does he mention or question him on his sexual behavior or sexual predatory behavior while in prison, or his alleged rape charge. I mean, he basically helps hide it like everyone else, like the mainstream media, like every other snitch influencer, right? But if it was someone else, like the drama they're spreading right now with this individual Marvelous who allegedly impregnated a 16-year-old girl, they have no problem throwing him under the bus, talking about morals and, you know, we can't have people like this, you know. But yet, Rene Box Enriquez is cool. He's a cool rapist, and everyone should tune into his channel.
Right. And, I'll say the only part of that interview I liked was when Hector Bravo said he disagrees with locking us up in solitary confinement for 30-something years, right? And that guy Boxer kept saying the short corridor in Pelican Bay where they isolated us, all the alleged prison boogeymen, was the best thing since sliced bread. And I'll tell y'all something. He said that because Boxer Enriquez and IGI and law enforcement came up with that idea to isolate all of us and cut the octopus's arms off, and the body will die. That's what he said in his book. So that's what they did. That's why he said it's the best thing since sliced bread.
He mentions it in his book that when he debriefed, they specifically chose him. That's why he's their golden boy, because he helped them break you guys when you guys were first trying to organize each other in the early 2000s. They used his knowledge of the shoe, or how to divide and conquer you guys, to stop the communication. And yeah, he was very pivotal in designing the fucking short corridor.
Right. And I mean, he said
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
he sat down with OCS, that's CDCR's gang unit in Sacramento headquarters, and they came up with that idea. You know, they had a think tank, and they came up with that idea right there, bud.
You know,
And he's butthurt. He's butthurt because they didn't keep it.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, it amazes me how people, like I said, if you're a real journalist or you're really out, you know what I mean? Not to expose the truth, not
Right.
to rub it into anybody, but let's be honest. If it was anybody else, or if it was an active who was out on parole and was being interviewed, they would damn well ask them about his sexual predator past, and they would not let it go. They would drive it until, just basically they would bring it up if it was anyone else. But yet somehow he's a golden boy that you can't mention his past as a predator.
Right, 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 right. So, Outlaw, does the folks got any questions they want to ask us?
Yeah, they're talking to them. Yeah, I watched him. A lot of them are just saying that they've watched him 3 or 4 times and realize that he's a snake. Yeah, he is, man. Very dislikable and not someone I would trust. Nope, yep. A lot of these people are just kind of
There you
talking
go.
about how he is a snake. I mean, come on, guys. The guy is going around claiming that he's a religious man, right? That he's got redemption in his heart. Okay, well, how come you hide and you don't open and accept your accountability for the sexual crimes you committed in the past? I mean, you think he's gonna?
Right?
This guy thinks he's gonna die and go to heaven and then go to God and go, here, you're gonna let me into heaven, but I'm gonna tell you all the wrong things I did, but I'm not gonna tell you that I raped somebody and that I've killed a woman.
Right,
You know what I mean? For $10
right.
worth of drugs.
That's crazy.
You know what I
That's
mean?
crazy, bud.
He needs to get it through his
Yeah.
head, and so does Mundo Mendoza, that programmed serial killers and rapists are not welcomed in heaven. There's a place for them, and it's
Right.
not in heaven. And I wish them that they could go to I wish they could go to heaven. You know what I mean? I wish they could find redemption and really redeem themselves. But unless you accept accountability for your past instead of hiding it and then having everyone else help hide it, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yep. 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 Hey, Outlaw, I was gonna tell you, right? Did you guys hear about this slicing of a cop in Mill Creek? I guess today.
no,
Did you
tell
hear
us.
about that?
No, tell us. No, hold on, hold on,
Okay,
hold
so
on. Before you begin, is Mill Creek an SNY or an active prison?
it's all SNY,
Okay.
all PC, no good, scumbags. So, today another officer got sliced there on a SNY yard, piece of shit yard, and and the reason why I bring this up, Outlaw, and everybody, is because there's a lot of talk about the violence and on staff, and there's a lot of talk about violence in prison.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And rising in the numbers. But what they're not telling you guys is it's 90% SNY. And again, proof point positive, and another receipt. It happened on an SNY yard by an SNY piece of shit inmate. Not us, not a GP, not a man in good standings or good integrity and solid honor. Hey, I have to call back,
Yeah,
my friend.
call me back. Okay, guys, before he calls back and I let him finish what he was saying, I want to tell you guys something about that so-called mob spot channel, right? That glorifying a rapist. I mentioned it before and I've done a video, but I believe it was in 1975, within days of being paroled, Mundo Mendoza and I believe Sailor Boy Gonzalez and allegedly Alfie Sosa, I don't know how true that is, murdered
Hello,
Margaret
Moto.
Day. Okay? They murdered a woman who allegedly was an undercover informant.
You have a prepaid call from
So I just want to point out people
an
that when I
incarcerated individual at
ask
the
people about
California State
snitches
Prison
getting
for Presa,
stitches, I
California.
can actually
This
prove
call
that there's
and
an
your
actual
telephone number
snitch, I
will be
guess an alleged
monitored and
snitch that got
recorded. You
stitches,
have a prepaid
but was
call.
killed
Will
by
not be
another
charged
snitch,
for this
right?
call. To accept
Mundo
this
Mendoza has
call,
also
say
killed a
or
woman.
dial
He talks
5
about it on
now.
Gangland, except that he won't mention her name, and I will, Margaret
Thank you for
Day,
using Global
right?
Tel
Because
Link.
he shouldn't hide her
All
name,
right.
right? She should be honored. Okay. Okay, you're back?
I'm back, buddy.
Okay, you're back. Finish saying what you were saying.
Are they hearing us? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I was saying that a lot of this stuff on the YouTube and in society, that GPs and the people who got, my friends who got out, me, Tortuga, that's Turtle, everybody. That's what Tortuga means. And me, Turtle, and a bunch of us from the short corridor of Pelican Bay, you know, it's being shoehorned into us and parlayed into us that it's our problem and our fault of the rise of violence in prison and staff assaults, but that is completely untrue. If you look at all the statistics on these S&Y yards, you know, that's where all their uncontrolled problems are coming from. And again, another slicing happened on a cop by S&Y in Mill Creek. There's been a shitload of them. Donovan, Mill Creek, New Folsom, 8 Yard. You know, and but these people get on YouTube and other channels and other media outlets, and they'll try to make it seem like since we came out of the chute that we are the problem, that we are the rise in numbers of violence. Total. That is wrong. That is wrong. We do not have nothing to do with SNYs or PCs. So do not put that on us, because we don't control them dudes. That is like a freak show over there. Those are booger-eating, window-licking weirdos. And so, you know, I just want to make that clear because I heard that today, that piece of information. So I share that with you guys.
Okay, so we have a question from King Kong. He wants to know what's the longest someone. He wants to know what's the longest time someone has spent in solitary confinement in California.
I would say 37 years. I have a friend of mine, King Kong, and everybody, that we did from 1975 to 1985 in the shoe at Old Folsom. He got out for a month, and he went back into the shoe in 1986, January, and he went from 1986 January to 2015 November in the shoe. So you're talking, what, 40 years? Over 40-something years he's got? And that's a long time. And that's how California used to utilize solitary confinement over an alleged gang validation that's based on some forged documents or some falsified documents, like Hector Bravo said they do all the time. Here's a couple 1030s, so they'll put you in the shoe for it, and that's how they did it. If you watch that Strike movie, you'll see how easy it was that Cop Perry said it's really easy to validate these guys. Well, imagine sitting in a shoe from 1986 on until 2015 November, damn near what, fucking 30-something years, and then have 10 years before that. I mean, it's bizarre. It's fucking disgusting, man.
We have a viewer, I believe, Anrax. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm very bad with names. Scoops, shout out from the East Coast. Or Xaran, I believe.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So you got somebody from the East Coast.
I send mine back.
And Tim K, yeah.
I send mine back.
Yeah. Tim K, yes, I believe he did over 30 or 40 plus years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Tim.
It's sinister. Okay.
Fellas, folks, that's a long time. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, man, I come on the back of giants, right? I follow in giants' footsteps, man, and I pay homage and respect to my elders, man, and you know, I got 27 out of 30, and I know that's a pain in the ass, man.
Now, King Kong wants to know if they've done a study on the side effects of solitary confinement on the brain.
Yeah, there's been a few studies of King Kong. Terry Cooper's the world-renowned Terry Cooper and Craig Haney on the Asper settlement, and there's been many other studies on it. And my wife probably knows. She probably knows where to find that shit because she's really good at locating them documents online, or I don't know. If you look in the Asper settlement and the complaint that they filed, and a lot of that stuff was in there, man. A lot of that stuff was in there. I want to point something out to you guys. If you watch that movie called The Strike, right? There's a friend of mine named Gabriel Reyes talking, and then it goes to a black dude, and the black dude's talking, and it goes back to Gabriel Reyes, and then it goes back to the black dude. Well, that black dude I know, and I don't want to say his name, but I know him. And if you watch how he's acting right there, or how he's behaving, you can definitely see that guy's got some problems. And he said he's got some problems he needs to work on. And he wasn't in the shoe, I think maybe, I don't know, a decade or so. That's a long time though. But the shoe does a lot of stuff to a man that it numbs you, man. It numbs your emotions. It numbs who you are. It destroys them. It just destroys humanity. And imagine staring at the TV. You're watching TV, but it's not even registering. And you're so tired of thinking, and you're so tired of thinking up shit in your brain. Your memories fade. You don't even have memories no more. You're dreaming about prison stuff. You don't even dream about freedom. So, that's how it is, man. And that's what the shoe does to the human mind, But you can only do so much to keep it intact. Like Turtle said, man, you got to work out, study, keep your mind right as good as you can, and that's all you can do.
Okay, I had a question from a follower here. Let me go back right here. Miggy does it. This guy's a righteous dude. He's always posting good comments, dude. Calling out snitch influencers. But he had a question about what kind of music you listen to.
Yeah, I like a lot of different musics, man. I like old soul. I like blues. I like rock. I like country. Some country. I like some country. But yeah, that's my preferred music. I like Bill Withers. I like Bill Withers, man, and old school soul, man, and B.B. King and stuff. But I'm a country.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
One of my favorite bands is AC/DC, man.
Balls to the wall.
Black Sabbath.
Oh,
yeah, right. Metallica.
Yeah.
Shit like that,
That's cool. Me and Brant are actually been talking about doing reaction videos to where he listens to old songs about prison and then gives his reaction to what he feels, the lyrics, or if he enjoys the music. Kind of like Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock, Johnny Cash, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to mention that the homie hangout's in our chat room. I just want everyone to welcome him. And I know sometimes I might disagree with what he says, but let's keep it respectful and just welcome him. We don't attack people, and I commend him because I welcomed other platforms to come on here, and if they wanted to call me out or contradict me on anything I said, here's a chance that come with it. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not here to argue with him. He's welcome to be on the chat room and ask questions, but I commend him. He's the only one that fucking had the balls to show up. I mean, so everyone give him a shout out, and like I said, keep it respectful. I mean,
I send my homie hang out. Thank you for joining us, man. And yeah, man, welcome.
Okay, so
but yeah, Outlaw.
Now the homie hangout on the comment section mentioned about Turtle's interview, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. The interview and also I want to talk about the strike. How when you listen to the individuals who were in the shoe, how emotional and at some points almost tear-eyed in explaining
Right,
their experience. Can you explain that what it felt to
right.
you to listen to them?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It gave me chills. Ask my wife. She'll tell you. It gave me chills when I listened to it because I didn't get to watch it at first. I got to listen to it through my wife because, and I'm sure Josh, homie Hangout, knows it because he was there for a while, right? And I did 16 years up there, and I tell you, man, getting up every day, the same fucking thing every day, and then you hear these, and you get away from it. You get away from that torture chamber, the tomb for the living, and to hear men like actively talking about it again, it fucked me up a little bit, right? And just the part about where my friend Jack Morris is a good friend of mine, man, and Dadisi Bitten, both of them were my neighbors at one time, and to hear them say, man, I just wished I got a letter from home, from my family. I'll never forget, before I met my wife, sitting in them cells, wishing I got a letter from my mother, because I didn't know whether my mother was alive or dead. She didn't know whether I was alive or dead. There was no phone calls, and Homie Hangout knows that. The only call you get is the one you don't want. It's when your family member passes away. They'll give you a 10-minute phone call if you're lucky. But when we went to the short corridor, it's like this. My buddy Ronnie, his brother passed away. They came to the pod. Your brother died. I'm sorry. I should have been down here a week ago. I forgot to tell you. But I'll try to get you out in a couple days for a phone call. And he left. So that's the type of shit they did to us. And
Okay.
yep.
Um,
Now,
can you do me a favor?
Colonel,
Can you do
you
me a
want to go
favor?
in an interview?
Yeah. Can you do me a
Yeah.
favor? Can you just talk for a moment? I gotta run inside and tell my son something real quick. So just talk about whatever you want to talk about real quick.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
So, I really want to talk about something with you guys on this, these news articles, these LA articles, these LA Times, these other articles, that. So what happens is, a lot of the mainstream media takes a story that's given to them by a prosecution team, or or a detective, and they'll come out with a piece of information with it.
Okay, you there, or did you cut off? Okay. Why? Hey, you sound low, Brant. Hold on. You sound low here. Okay, hold on. Go on. Okay.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Oh, I don't know. You were sounded low.
Damn.
No, you sounded low. Okay.
Oh, really?
Even though, okay.
Okay, let me call back.
All right. Okay, guys. He's gonna call back right now. Shit, I apologize. What I knew was gonna happen happened. I had to run inside to do some shit real quick. Did I hit the speakerphone? No. I don't know what happened. I didn't touch it or do anything to it, Miss D. But I clicked it. It somehow got off a speaker. Okay. Okay, guys. He's gonna call us back right now. But the reason why I'm bringing up this Tortuga interview and the strike is because an individual
Hello, Moto.
who goes by the name of Dubs V, who claims that he's a former shoe convict, this documentary and never seems to ever get teared up or emotional when he talks about the shoe. Now, considering that he considers himself the social media face of a shoe convict on social media, you'd think he'd be more emotional or give more of a reaction to it or supportive.
Thank you for using Global audio link.
All right, now,
Okay, he's back.
can you hear me well?
Yeah. So you guys can hear Brent
All
well,
right.
right?
Can you guys hear me good or what? Let me know, man. Give me a thumbs up or
Okay.
something.
They want you to know. Continue saying what you were saying about the LA Times article.
Okay, so when these reporters, mainstream reporters, get a piece of information, they don't back check it, right? They don't go do their homework. They just create a story out of it, and that is my biggest problem with the media. You know, and that article there was said something said about me. Oh man, he's got a hit on him, or they're trying to kill him. That's bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you where that comes from. And this is gonna give me an example on how this shit works. Okay, since 2009, I would say 2017, CDCR got a group of undercover chaos agents who went around spreading bogus information, and I'll tell you guys, they admitted it to some of our RICO case attorneys. They went to these guys and they asked them, "Is this what happened?" And they confirmed yes. So a lot of these guys put fake forgery kites in circulation, letters in circulation. I got a bunch of them myself. My friends got a bunch of them. Kites in our names. And they created a bunch of inner chaos trying to get us to implode. Well, a guy that we know, an ex-brother, ex-friend of ours, he went PC, no good. And, he's trying to get a date now like that other fucking turd that we were talking about earlier, the one we talked about a minute ago. Well, he's trying to become that, right? And so he falsifies his kite and puts it in circulation with my name. And then he falsified another kite against my other friends and put it in circulation with their name that was testified to in that Fresno case by that guy Daniel Rubin. Well, they made it look like we're all trying to eat each other, right? And that's not true. That's not true. And well, that's where that piece of information derives from. And it wasn't explained. Hey, this is where this information comes from. Well, I guess the reporter said that if this information came from the district attorney or the prosecution team, and that says one side, right? That says one side. There's always, their side, our side, and then they create the story in the middle. And but on that situation, they didn't come to us. They didn't go to my channel. They didn't come ask me, "Hey, Scoops, what happened?" Or, "Hey, so and so, what happened?" They just created this story out of a forged counterfeit kite. That's where that came from, and that's my problem with a lot of
Bingo.
these mainstream media.
Fake news, mainstream media, right? So let me ask you a question. Has whenever the media writes stories about you guys, have they ever reached out to your wife or Ronnie's wife or the wives of any or any of you guys that are labeled prison boogeymen for a comment, even if you guys refuse? Have they ever reached out to give your side of the story?
Nope,
No.
nope, not
Okay.
once, not once. I had to, like I said, I got in contact with Nate Gartrell. Shout out to Nate and Grant Gruber, and I'll tell you why with Grant Gruber in a moment. But shout out to Nate, man. That's my buddy. I hope he's doing well. You know, I got with him and we start. I told him, look, I don't mind you guys reporting, doing your job, but come on, dude. At least keep it real, man. Keep it real. Don't fucking do that to us and try to contaminate the jury pool. I know who we are. I mean, I know what we're about. I get the picture they're painting in society, but that's so far removed from the truth. I want dudes to go home, and like some of the stuff Homie Hangout says, I want people to go home. Do not sit here with me, not go through what I'm going through. Learn from my motherfucking mistakes. Learn from what they done to me. Don't learn firsthand. And, so that's why I do my channel, bro. But not one time have they reached out to my wife. Not one time have they reached out to me or Ronnie and say, "Hey, what you guys got something to say before we print this article?" No, not one time.
Yeah, that's interesting that that they don't even give you guys an opportunity to say no comment. They don't even talk to you guys.
Right?
Now, can I ask you the
Right.
question? If the media was to talk to you and ask you, do you want to make a comment on the current situation, like you said, before we print the story, do you think you or any of your other friends would be open to doing it?
Certain ones of us, absolutely. We're smart enough to. We're smart enough to.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
We are smart enough to know where we can't go and where we can go, like my friend Turtle. And so, I'll give you an example. Grant Gruber did a story on me today. Check it out. Well, it's not just on me. He did some baseball talk, and it was a very well put together story. And shout out to him, man, if he's listening. Where you can go on there and read about me, and then click and get a link straight to my channel and the video I did yesterday about all this shit. And that is, to me, that shows respect for the opposite side, you know, for the opposition of the prosecution, which is me, and my attorneys and shit like that, you know. So I like that, and to me, that speaks volumes that he's listening and he's hearing us, you know. So that's good. That's what I'm saying right there.
Yep, and I agree. I feel like the media doesn't give you guys an opportunity, and specifically sells a one-side slanted narrative, and only chooses to interview informants, right? Law enforcement, and I'm not saying they're liars, but if you want to call yourself fair and biased media, and that you're out to report the truth, well, you give the opportunity. I mean, plenty of times when you watch the news, when something bad happens or related to a crime, they love to camp out in front of the family member's house and stalk them to get their statement.
Yeah.
You like, why wouldn't the media want to plan out in front of Miss D's house and go, hey, we want to know what 2Scoops is up to? You know, like, that's fucking crazy. You know, she should be, you know, Ronnie's wife should be hounded. You know, everyone's wife, Tortuga's family should be hounded. Hey, we want to know what you think of his interview. You know, is he really a killer?
Right.
I mean, they do that to all these people on the news. You see that all the time. You know, when you watch the TV, they fucking camp out and harass.
Right.
They dig through their trash. I mean, they annoy that they follow the kids to school. They follow you to church.
Yep. No, it's like I said, bud. What Grant Gruber did right there by putting a link to my shit, so you can hear it in my words, man. You know, I commend you for it. That is a great thing. I want to tell you something real quick about Turtle, right? And this goes, you guys. You keep hearing this shit. Actives don't talk, and I'm gonna smash this again. Well, folks, I'm sorry to tell you, whoever's saying that, you're wrong. We do. And we just, like Turtle and myself and Ronnie and Todd Asker and the 187 News videos, Caleb Kapner, we know how to talk and we know what not to say and what lines not to cross. You know, we're not going to talk to you about politics, prison politics. That's my life. That's not for your ears. It's not for your kids' ears either. So I'm not going to ever step over that line on the blood and gore about prison. Now, if there's a situation I can explain it to you in general terms, I will. No problem. I've done it. Like when I got shot with the Mini 14 in High Desert for a race riot. That's all you need to know. And shit like that, right? Now, Turtle spoke out, man. And Turtle, man, if you hear this video, fucking right on, bro. My respects to everybody, and this is what's needed to let the public know what's really going on within these walls, man. And so big ups to Turtle, man, and everybody else who speaks out and lets the truth be known, because it needs to be known, man.
Now, Brian, can you clarify that, to your knowledge, is Turtle, tu amigo Turtle, es active, un activo?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Sí. Claro que sí, sin duda.
Okay. So, you know, I just want to clarify it, and I don't like to, like, draw labels or anything like that, but it has to be pointed out because we have to break that stigma that activists don't talk. Because you can go on the Bay View, you can go on Prison Legal News, and I mean, I can point out articles and articles. The book that I was showing earlier, Maximum Security Letters from Prison, is full of letters from
Right.
all four racial groups dating back to the early 70s. I mean, they've always
Well,
spoken out,
look
but
at the movie.
you
Look at that. Look at the movie, The Strike. I mean,
exactly.
there it is here. and again, the YouTube stuff gave us a platform like and homie hangout. Will remember the old prison focus, prison legal news, and Bayview news. Like we used to use those to inform people about prison and what's going on, the corruption. So
Leftist communist
I think it's
propaganda, according to Mundo and Boxer.
right. Well, them guys. There's a special place in hell for them dudes, man. And you know, I will say that. There's a special place in hell for them cats. They sold their soul to the devil for a release date, man. And
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
they got a lot of innocent people jacked up.
Yes,
A lot of innocent family members
yes, yes, sir.
smutted up for nothing.
Now,
And I'll leave it there.
now, I wanted to talk to you and ask you this question. If the homie hangout is still in the chat room, I would like to hear what you have to say in the comment section. What do you guys think of the rumors that they want to send American prisoners to El Salvador prisons?
I think that's all it is rumors. I don't think they can't take Americans out of America, United States of America, man. I don't see it happening. I really don't. I've heard of it, but I don't see it happening.
I don't either. I believe it's just a rumor, just hype. But I just feel like the audacity for someone to be spreading that lie and for people to even be believing such a thing, like that was the whole concept of why they got out of state prisons, because California was shipping them out to to fucking cover up how many people they really had incarcerated.
Right, 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 right. Well, yeah, exactly. I want to tell y'all too, man. Uh, CDCR, they play chess with human lives, right? They play chess with human lives, and like I know, homie Hangout parole way back before all this stuff came out, but they are literally playing politics now. They are literally, so you got two guys with the same amount of 1030s in their files. Because this guy over here, they like a little bit better for their agenda, they let him go. But this other guy over here, they send him to DRB. And they got the same exact shit, damn near. So, again, man, they're playing chess with human lives, and they viciously attacked us as retaliation for the hunger strikes with bogus propaganda, bogus propaganda warfare by their undercover agents, by SNYs, by the false narrative, suppress the truth, control the narrative type of tactics, and they wanted everybody to come out and eat each other, and they tried, and we got it, a lot of it in our RICO case. A lot of this stuff came out that's what they were doing, and they're still doing it. So just remember that, and that's no joke. That's the straight up truth. They played chess with human lives, and yet they got us in prison.
Yep, I
You
agree.
have 60 seconds remaining.
Oh, yeah, it looks like you're gonna have to call us back.
Bud.
Yeah, call us back. He'll call back, guys. See, Miss D, this is what you sound like. Well, you'll be like, oh, he'll call us back right now. Now, let's see here. I want to talk to him more about the interview with Turtle, specifically when Turtle was talking about how multiracial groups are playing basketball and sports together, and how there's actually racial unity on the specific yard that he's on,
This is Global Tel Link. You have a
which is
prepaid call from.
contradicting
Right.
to what individuals like Wes
An
Watson,
incarcerated
Dubs,
individual at
16
the
to Life,
California State Prison
and
for Prison,
that individual
California.
Damian
This
Porter
call
spread
and your
that
telephone
there's
number will be
violence breaking
monitored
out
and
in all
recorded.
prisons,
You have
that
a
blacks
prepaid
don't get
call.
along
You
with
will not be
Sureños,
charged for this
the North
call.
Daniels are
To
fighting
accept
with
this
whites.
call, say
I mean,
or
these guys
dial
basically
5 now.
represent that there's violence constantly
Thank
breaking
you
out
for
in prison
using
right now,
Global Tel Link.
when in reality
All
it's
right now.
not on not on certain yards. No,
Right.
I was talking to them about the interview with Tortuga, where he's talking about the multiracial sports, how the individuals are actually coming
Right.
together across lines to play sports and actually play
Yep.
chess and different events. And please tell the story what you were telling me about the Northern Mexicans.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. If you guys see, we did the strikes and we came across racial lines because it's used against us by the staff to manipulate racial hostilities. Well, right before I left Salinas Valley Mainline, before the fucking worst day of my life really uh, came up, the fucking some of the northern Mexicans that were good friends of mine, right? And they came to me and they said, "Hey, Scoops, do you mind if we start playing handball and chess and pinochle and stuff together?" And I said, "Absolutely." So it was starting at that time to evolve into what Turtle was saying on his interview, and play handball, pinochle, chess, volleyball, basketball, and just coming together. And you could see and feel the cops hated it. They went around. They were like, "You guys are fucking hanging out with the Nortes now, huh?" They really detested our unity of the prison race, right? Of the prison race, of the convict race. They hated it. And it was cool, man. It was cool, It was something that, it should have been done years ago. Black, white, Mexicans, others, and focus in on the real enemy, which is in green. But not all of them are your enemies, man. It's the higher ups. What's that noise?
Oh, my dogs! They ran in here because there's fireworks going off. I'm trying to kick them out without fucking yelling. But now that you said it, get out!
Oh,
Get in the
watch out!
garage!
Hey, we're under
Okay,
attack.
finish your
We're
story. I'm
under
gonna lock them in
attack
the
by some
garage.
dogs. All right.
Get in the garage. Get in the
Oh
garage.
shit! The dogs are on the loose. Who let the dogs out? Ooh, ooh, ooh. But well, coming across them boundaries like that, man, and it was a big thing, man. And we had just started when I left the line. We get to play pinochle with the homeboys, and Southerners and Northerners and whites and blacks. It was just starting, and then I guess it's a lot deeper now, according to homeboy's interview. So, but yeah, that's how it was, bud.
Now, yeah, I find that interesting because if you go on to, there's an individual who I think calls himself Chili, who runs a channel, 16 to Life, and another guy, Damian Porter, and of course, you got Dubs. Between those two, they're always insinuating to their viewers or leading their viewers to believe that currently, right now in prison, there's like racial segregation. Oh, we can add Wes Watson in here too.
Oh.
They constantly insinuate that if you go to prison right now in 2025 on a general population level 3 and 4 yard, that you have to be racially segregated and that there's no socializing with other races and that you basically have to be a fucking extremely racist individual, which is far from the truth, right?
Right, right. That's bullshit. Uh, that's straight bullshit. Like that's back in the days when we were in the shoe, and a lot of people were doing their thing, right? But we put an end to all that, as we promised, and we kept our word.
Now,
And if you listen to Hector Bravo and old fucking snitch boxer, Hector said we kept our word. We did it.
yeah, Boxer, they slightly mention it, but then they go on to some other rant that completely overshadows their comment of glorifying gangs and violence. That's the problem. Instead of sticking to the truth.
Right.
Now, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that there isn't
Right.
violence, but I mean, can you, like, we talked about this before, since 2012 to the end of hostilities, right? To today, 2025, has there been a major incident between racial groups or the four major groups that are classified inside a prison?
No. No.
And
No. Again, there's been a couple little toss-ups, little toss-arounds, but nothing major.
And like I said, I bring that up because if I go on to Dub's channel or 16 to Life, these guys basically insinuate that prison is like this full of violence and riots breaking out right now. That like there's no way in hell would other races be intermingling playing sports together. And I find that interesting because I'm like, what yards are these guys on? Are they on a level 3 or 4 or what? Because I mean, that's not
Well,
what's happening. That's far from the reality of prison.
what's called
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
it's called evolution, right? And I'll say, you know, there was a lot of shit back in the days that was done, and
Instigated though, right?
You know, that's how it used
Yeah.
to be, man.
You admit
Right,
that the overwhelming
right,
majority of
right.
it was instigated. You know what I mean? It wasn't intentional, but it was fostered and instigated, which is natural.
By the cops.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said in one of our videos, the second one I think it was, where they passed out memorandums trying to start racial violence, and you know, but nowadays if they were to do that, we would know better and we would see right through it, and it would be squashed before it even started. So, you know, that's what I got to say about that. And here's what this is something my wife said was really good, man. And she said the real boogeymen are on the payroll.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Exactly.
And that's a fact.
The
The
real
real boogeymen
yeah.
are on the payroll.
The real boogeymen are the individuals who are inflating the economy. They're about to charge us $6 for a gallon of gas and making us pay fucking $20 for fucking eggs. You know what I mean, but you know what? We're on that subject, guys. I want to ask you guys a question, right? You guys see, because of the economy, right? The inflation's gone up, right? Food, everything has gone up. Have you guys noticed that the price of tobacco, alcohol, and illicit drugs has not really gone up? I mean, how is it possible that these same groups use the same transportation and methods to sell their products? If anything, illegal drugs pay more because they have to pay their traffickers more than the average employee. But yet, the price of illicit drugs and anything that's gets you high is remaining the same. If anything, probably even getting cheaper. I mean, my weed hasn't gotten fucking more expensive. I mean, what are they doing that the economy is inflating everything else but illicit drugs?
Wow, that's crazy.
It's just
That's
only goes to
crazy right
it
there,
only goes
bud.
to show you that this inflation is created because there's no way that there would be no economic impact of the inflation on illicit drugs or alcohol or tobacco.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Those are the real bad
Exactly.
guys. You know, the guys that are fucking inflating all this shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And those are the guys who have money
For
invested
me,
in
the
private
boogeyman.
prisons. Those are the guys who have money invested in private
Mm-hmm.
prisons. The same guys who have money invested in gangster rap music to promote it. The same guys that have fucking money invested in movie studios to promote the most negative stereotypes of poor, working class, black, brown, and white. Right? Look at you guys. Look at you guys have seen
Exactly.
interviews. You guys have seen interviews with Brandt. You guys seen the interviews with Tortuga. There's Crow, and there's several other. And if you go on the strike, multiple actives talking. Not one of those individuals glamorizes prison or tells you that if you go to the shoe and throw away your life, you can become a prison shot caller and have your prison walls stuffed with hundreds of dollars that you extort from the streets. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy when you
Because
see.
we know.
Exactly. And
We
those
lived
dudes
it.
and those dudes are promoted by mainstream media. Their books are bestsellers. Oh, I guarantee you, if he could, Boxer Enriquez would get Oprah to endorse his fucking book. And I guarantee you, she probably would for the right price. And she would mention that he's a
Yep.
rapist.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, those are the real
I
enemies,
totally
dude.
agree, man.
Those are the real enemies,
That's
man.
the real image.
Now, well, we're on the
Yep.
subject. I was telling you that these snitch influencers, how they glorify prison and they kind of hide their SNY status. Now, I mentioned this guy
Right.
already. His name is Chill from 16 to Life. You know, I don't want to come off as like
Okay.
I'm trying to sound racial because he is of another nationality. So I don't want to get too specific into him.
All right.
But this individual claims that he went active his entire time in prison and that he was in the most level 3 and 4 prisons, right? In the most active prisons, participating in stabbings, riots, all sorts of crazy fucking madness like Wes Watson. But it turns out this
All right.
individual actually was at CMC East 80% of his prison career. Can you clarify what CMC East is?
It's PC, bud.
Exactly. The guy was in PC. It's considered the country club of prisons for CDCR. The prison where everyone wants to
Right.
do time. And this guy tells stories on YouTube about riots breaking out. Well, clarify it. It's on a fucking soft level 1 and 2 yards with PCs and chomos. It's not on a that's not happening on an
Yep.
active yard. These prison boogeyman
No.
stories the guy
No.
tells are from like 20, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? He's trying to sell a current illusion of prison by telling stories from 20, 30 years ago when he should tell people, hey, I was at CMC East with a bunch of chomos, dropouts, fucking rapists, serial killers. I mean, he did an interview on
Yeah.
some channel, right? And they asked him, hey, can you name off notable inmates that you were locked up with? He never once did like Dubs and claimed that he was with the legends or anything. Every individual he named in his interview were all some guy who was convicted of hurting a child, a woman, or SNY. All of them were in protective
Oh
custody.
God.
Yeah, but this guy parades
That's
himself telling
disgusting.
people that he's some active and he tells these prison boogeyman fairy tales of how blacks and Mexicans are fighting, how whites and Mexicans are fighting, and then he gets Dubs to help instigate the
Right.
bullshit.
Right. Right. You know, I like I said, bro, a few times, man. I will keep mine real.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
All the boogeyman stuff, all the shit like that. The real boogeyman he's on the payroll, bud. And for us, my biggest pet peeve and my biggest fucking issue is this use of confidential information that they're doing on us, where I can't even fight a ghost, right? I can't fight something I don't know exists, right? And then, even if I do know exists, they're not going to believe me over one of their own cops or something their cops fabricated. And you know, and me and my wife heard an interview the other night, yesterday, matter of fact, and I can't remember what it was, but it was the guy that made the movie The Strike. Maybe she could put it on there. It was a good interview, and my wife asked a couple questions, and the guy said there's still a lot of ongoing stuff within CDCR and a lot of ongoing shit after the lawyers got uninvolved and left. And you know, there's a lot of unresolved issues because they might have fucking fixed the validation where you don't go to SHU for validation no more as an associate or a member, but they erased the validation of a gang and put safety concerns or institution
You have 60 seconds remaining.
and shit like that. But it all comes from those fake 1030s that Hector Bravo says they do, and we say they do. And Perryman from OCS testified they do. And so, like I said, if you don't conform and you're an enemy to their agenda, they got something for you. And I'll never break. I'll never break. So let me call back.
Yeah, call me back. King Kong, yes, they do pay informants. Boxer Enriquez got paid $60,000, plus he got guaranteed a book deal, plus multiple interviews. These interviews that you guys see, Boxer, Mundo, or any high level informant, these guys do not do it out of their free will. It can only be done at the behest of law enforcement. Okay, and then these guys, and then law
Hello,
enforcement
Moto.
pays these individuals to give these informants, to give these interviews. Yeah, they do. They
This is
do
the
get
global
paid.
challenge.
The
You want
government
prepaid
finds
calls
ways
from
to keep the money off the payroll. They've even taught
an
Boxer Enriquez
incarcerated
how to
individual
keep the
at
money
the
on someone
California
else's
State Prison
name,
for
so he
Present
doesn't have to pay his
California.
victims
This call
restitution.
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5
Okay,
now.
he's gonna come in right now. Okay, you there?
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, I'm back. I'm
Okay.
back. Hey, I want just a heads up to you, right?
Yes.
When they tell you to accept this call,
Yes.
you can hit that 5 button right there on the spot.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Now, what were we talking about before you got off the phone? Because oh, wait. I want to talk about a comment. The homie Hangout made a comment of the people love drama. And
Let's go.
remember, we were talking earlier how I was talking to you about the homie Hangout, how he does those mental health Mondays, and I go how those are actually really
Yeah.
good. He does really good content where he talks about giving legal help, and where he gives actual really good advice. The mental health I think are really good,
Right.
considering mental health is a big issue, and he gets little to no views, little to no likes. But then he turns around and does a story of where he's talking about violence, gangs, and glorification. He gets fucking hundreds of views, hundreds of likes, new subscribers, and it's like, what's wrong with society that this guy is actually trying to put out good
Right.
content that's really helpful today in society,
Right.
and they fucking run to the fucking gory, nasty shit. Like, I don't get it, like that's fucking.
Well,
It says something
well,
about society.
yeah. I give him props for that, man, because there's a stigma with the GP and us GP with the mental health, right? And I always tell people, man, if you need some help, and you got a real fucking issue, go get it, handle it. Don't let me stop you or the next man stop you. If you got a real issue, and like I got a friend of mine, and this is a true story. He was shot. Well, he got shrapnel to the brain in Vietnam. Well, there's a certain part of his brain doesn't produce a certain chemical, physiologically in his body, right? The chemical compound of your body, your hormones and shit like that. Well, so he's got to take a medication. And in order to get the medication, the only way to give it to him is if he's EOP. And, that's a no-no for us, right? But there are some exceptions because these guys got to have it. It doesn't mean he's a bad dude. It just means this guy has some type of issue where he's got to have this medication to survive and stay alive, man. So, I want to make sure everybody understands that, right? But most of the dudes, though, they get on that shit and they go hide out. They lock up. They get on that shit and go hide out. They change who they are. They start doing weird sexual shit. They start doing weird crap, playing with poop, eating poop, throwing poop, whatever. But I understand what you're saying, man. And it seems like society's just fascinated over the prison gore and the prison violence and what goes on in prison. And for me, it's like, goddamn, man. I'd rather watch a goddamn Spanish novella and read a fucking. And hey, King Kong, I told you, I love romance novels in Spanish, bud. I can't help it. It's just who I am, fuck it. But,
I love classical music.
Read that stuff than sit here. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love classical. Beethoven, Mozart.
Sit here. Yeah, I'd rather read that type of shit than to sit here and talk about prison gore that I've lived. If your eyes seen the shit my eyes have seen, and I'll give you an example. I seen a man's brain coming out of the side of his fucking head at 21 years old. So, and I'm sitting 6 feet away from this man, and his brain is coming out of the side of his fucking head. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to even think about it. But I'd rather talk about romance novels. I'd rather talk about how you can better yourself and not come back to this fucking situation in a box, And so, and I hope nobody ever has to see what I see and live through what I've lived through. That's just straight up, man. That's straight up.
Now, I don't want you to dwell on the situation, but I have to ask because I'm labeled a conspiracy theorist. Now, this incident that
Yeah,
happened, well, what kind of guns did the guards use? They're Mini 14s, right?
yeah, Mini 14s. They shoot a high power 223
223,
round.
right?
I got one of them in my upper left eye. Yeah, I got
The,
hit with one of them in my upper left thigh bone. Yep,
now, these would be the same rounds that go on an AR-15, right? Or an AR-15 like rifle.
yep,
Now,
right.
when you got shot with a 223 round, or your friend got shot, did you get a slight graze on the ear like our current president?
No, but I got fucking. It hit me in my left leg, my left upper femur bone, right there at the top of the bone where it damn near connects to the pelvic at the ball joint, about a half inch down, and it destroyed from there about 9.5 inches down going towards my knee. So going up from my knee, there's only 2 inches of bone that's hollow, and it has a titanium rod going through it all the way up into my hip socket. And they put me on a lifeline. The only 2 times I ever been on an airplane were lifelines. And that's a shame, but it's the truth. And no, I was not grazed.
So,
My buddy that died, he was not grazed. He got shot in his ass, and it went into his went up into his chest.
have you ever heard of anybody in prison being shot or with the 223 and walking away with the mere graze like President Trump?
No, I've seen a guy get grazed by a bullet, though. I mean, he walked away from it, but I've never seen an ear shot like that. I've seen a guy get shot through his arm and come out go in the inner arm and come out the outer arm, but didn't hit nothing but muscle. And he walked off the yard. I mean, so it happens. It happens.
Okay. So is there anything you want to talk about, Brent?
I think we pretty much covered it, man. Let's see if the folks got any questions for us.
Oh wait, yeah, wait.
Then maybe we'll wind this one on.
We did have a well, it was a comment one individual made about that people are infatuated with the prison stories, and we talked about this before. Where I go, it's bigger than the prison snitch influencers because we're influenced by the pop culture, music, celebrities. Everything around us is influencing us, and if you really look at it, like we talked about it, it's all by design, designed to manipulate us, because we listen to gangster rap music
Right.
from guys who really
This
aren't
call and
gangsters.
your telephone number will be
Most of these
monitored
guys
and
are really
recorded.
informants. I mean,
Yep.
most of
Right.
the young people in the streets right now have their image of prison from reading Boxer Enriquez's book. I mean, and then
Right.
I
And that's terrible.
and then I pointed out to you how if you go on to like specific women's cable channels, you'll see that they tend to have a lot of profiles on serial killers and fucking rapists and all sorts of
Right.
fucking weirdos. They're infatuated with fucking Charles Manson, Scott Peterson. I mean,
Right.
I mean, even when you watch our movies, most of the movies we watch promote negativity, the most negative things a person should be doing, and they subconsciously do it. Like I pointed out to you, if you watch one of the most romantic movies considered to women would be Titanic, right? A movie about a woman who's
Right.
cheating on her fiance with another guy, and then after he dies, she goes back to the other guy. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
women don't realize that
That's fucked up.
we're being subconsciously influenced to glamorize, glorify, and emulate the most negative stereotypes or the most uh, gross stunting fucking. I mean, gross
Right.
I lost my fucking thing, but you know what I mean. In order to
That's
elevate
all good.
ourselves,
I
we need to
got you.
feed ourselves positivity.
Right. Yeah, yeah, right. Hey, Outlaw, real quick, does the folks got any questions before we cut this one down?
Yeah, do you guys got any questions, guys? Do you want to ask him?
Shoot it, because we about to wind this one down, folks. Yeah, man. I guess like, next time we do this, we'll have all the kinks worked out, right? We're
Yes.
still learning.
Yes, we will. It'll be better. I'll give some visuals. I'll give you guys a better visual. Um, you know what, Brant? I want to hear your opinion. I always thought this that if Facebook or TikTok or social media had two pages, and we had one with Sammy the Bull and another one with John Gotti, I always tell people that I feel the snitch would have more followers than the guy who's actually being the stories told about him. I mean, Sammy the Bull created his whole career off of telling stories of John Gotti, but I guarantee you there would be more
Right.
people flocking to the snitch than the guy who the stories are actually about.
Yeah. No, I believe that because the snitch is going to talk about shit that Gotti won't talk about. Like we're not going to talk about that type of stuff, man, because we uphold the honor, we uphold the integrity, man. And somebody said something. Somebody made a video about me or about my one of my sayings, "Stay solid," right? And again, I mean that in the sense that keep your integrity, man. Keep your integrity. I don't care if you're on a GP, at home where you're at right now, you guys listening, Australia, King Kong, whoever, Kim K, my wife, everybody, keep your integrity. Integrity is something you got that no matter who's looking, you got it, and you're not going to violate it over nothing. And that's what I mean by that, man. And
So we got a question. That people want to know what are the topics you like to read and what do you like to learn about?
Okay, I've been really stuck in this wall, right? I've been really stuck in the wall, trying to learn it on the job, and it's not the best way to learn it, but I am. I like to read Spanish. When I read for leisure, it's Spanish novellas, it's Spanish romance novels, Danielle Steele, Nora Roberts. I won't lie, man. It is what it is. I got my macaroni from them. I got my macaroni from them. That's how I caught my wife.
That's cool.
No, but like all those 48 Laws of Power, the Five Rings, the Art of War, man, my type of man has written them books. So that shit gets old to me. And as far as I'm concerned, the 48 Laws of Power is very deceitful. It's very deceitful, but it is a good thing to be aware of so you don't get played out of pocket. But I like some of the stuff you guys would probably find boring. I like study of the human anatomy. I know every nerve in your lower spine and how it works and what part of your leg it functions. And I know the dermatomes in your skin and where it functions and what muscle is innervated by what nerve. And why do I know that? Because I had to learn so the Pelican Bay prison doctors couldn't torture me without me knowing what I'm talking about. And without, me challenging their information and trying to cause me harm. So that's why I know that. But hell, I read Grey's Anatomy from the front to the back just to do it. Not that I remember everything, but I just, I find it interesting.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Okay, so now we have another
I
question.
find it interesting.
We have another question from Miggy Does It. He wants to know what you think of Mantorta, Renegade Media.
That is the epitome of slime. That guy is anal slime. I hate to say it, but he is anal slime. and he's a disgusting individual.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
He's smutting people up you don't even know. Let me call back.
Yeah, call back and we'll finish up with the last one. Man, that guy's a fucking clown. I mean, I think that guy erases more comments than he actually has. But there's a good point what they said. Look at him. He has 100 followers. That's what it's sickening that people are attracted to lies, you know? I think half the people know he's lying and are just infatuated with the lies, and the other half actually believe that he's telling the truth. Never once has that guy ever produced a seized bank account. Never once has he ever produced any information to prove that the alleged Nuestra Familia is taxing anybody on the street, right? But he just fucking tells these outrageous prison boogeyman fairy tales. Like he knows. How the fuck do you know when you're at a state on a level 1 and 2 what's would be classified as a non-active yard with Wes Watson, Bozo, Santo G, and I'm trying to think of what other snitch influencer was there. These guys fucking tell these wild stories like if they were really with the business. And they
Hello,
should be
Moto.
thankful that they never had to be with the business.
This is
Who really
Global
wants to be
Tellink.
with
You
the
have a
business?
prepaid call from
I mean, don't you want to be outside on the streets, having sex with
an
women,
incarcerated
smoking
individual
blunts,
at
going to the
the
casino,
California State
enjoying your
Prison,
freedom?
Paprika,
Who wants to
California.
be sitting
This
eating grilled
call
cheese
and your
next to a
telephone
half-naked
number will be
man?
monitored and recorded. You have a
And these guys
prepaid
like
call. You will not
glamorize
be
it like it's some
charged for
fucking
this
cool
call.
thing to
To
do.
accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
And no one glamorizes
Alright.
that more than fucking Man Torta. Go ahead, finish what you were saying about him.
You know, a person that gets on here, and he talks lies, and he just glorifies a bunch of snitch. And let me tell y'all something. You got a guy, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm done with it. You guys got a guy who's debriefed twice. You know, he couldn't make it over here. He goes over there, and he gets in a game. And guess what he does over there? No surprise, he stops, snitches on his gang on the S&Y yard. So he's a devil snitch. And I'm going to tell you one, I think if him and his kid, when his kid grows older, if they were to do crime, he would probably throw his kid under the bus. That's the type of person that is. And I'll leave it there.
Well, I won't leave it there. I got something to say about that guy. One of his early videos, he was talking about a video that him and his buddies on SNY were talking about when they parole on the streets, that they were going to break into the house of alleged Nuestra Familia members, family members, and associates, and that they were going to go into the computer and plant child pornography in order to set them up.
Wow.
That was one of the ideas his gang was contemplating on doing. And I just thought to myself, that is the most fucking shystiest thing to fucking do. It's one thing for them actually to have that, but can you imagine they plan on breaking into your house and planting child pornography in people's tablets and devices,
Wow.
and they don't consider themselves rats? That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you know what? Like I said, man, that shit just boggles my mind, man. It's like,
I want to recommend everybody to go on to Savage Studios channel, and I love it because I hate to say it, he's deceased, but no one can fuck with his channel, so the content's gonna remain there. And I want you guys to watch the interview that he does with the Playboy president and J-Cat fucking badass Snoop. And Snoop says himself that his gang, that PC gang, was created by IGI, and they helped him create this PC gang.
Yep. I know that guy. He was here with us for a while, me and Ronnie. He was here with me and Ronnie for a while.
Oh,
In fact, that was Ronnie's neighbor.
Must have been entertaining.
Yeah.
Must have been entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a spice head. They love spice.
That dude's a fucking
Yeah,
weirdo.
that was very entertaining.
I love how that guy goes, that he doesn't fuck with rats. But then he goes on to Convict's Perspective and gives an interview with a documented informant. I mean, like, you don't fuck with rats. You're the president of an alleged SNY gang, and you're going on a documented informant's channel to talk about gang business. Like, what the fuck
This
is
call and your telephone
what the
number
fuck
will
is
be
up with
monitored and
that shit?
recorded.
That's bizarre, huh?
He's a fucking
That's bizarre, huh?
he's a weird, but he's in jail for attempting to kill or kidnap and kill a guy to help cover up the informant status of a friend.
Wow.
That's what he's in jail
That's
for.
crazy, man.
You know what I mean? Like, he says he don't fuck with rats, but he's in jail for trying to cover up the informant status of a Bureau of Narcotics informant. You can go on social or on the internet.
Holy shit.
His paperwork is out there, dude. But yet they don't talk about that. Like, they don't talk about Boxer being a rapist.
You know, when an SMY tells you he hates a rat,
Why'd you
we
do
got a
that?
problem. Because they are all rats. So, with that one there, bud, you ready to wind this one down?
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if we have any. Have a good night, everybody. Scoop,
Last
stay
final
safe, homie.
comments?
Yeah. These people saying good,
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
guys, we had a lot more to talk about. I mean, if you guys like the live, well, shit, dude, we actually go look. We have 17 people on the live and 17 likes. What's that say? Because
Wow.
yeah,
Woo.
because you can go
Get
on
on,
some
folks. Hey.
you can go on a snitch influencer
Yeah.
platform, and the guy might have 1,000 people on his platform, but only has 100 likes. So what's that tell you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow. That tells us they like what we're putting out. Hey, folks, listen, man. Me and Outlaw going to get together and doing this. You guys also check out my channel, Solid Behind Blue Eyes. Me and my wife do lives all the time. Me and Outlaw going to start doing more of these. You guys join the conversation, get involved, help spread the messages. Hit that subscribe button, the Outlaw, mine, and let's get the message out, folks. And because the fight's not done. We're not done. The fight's not done. They just did a little move on us today, splitting us up because they don't like us together. They don't want us together getting on the same page and changing the system again, because we change the system when we come together. And we change it for the better, man. We change it for the better. So, Outlaw, I said my best, bro. You want to go ahead and give your spiel, bro, and then we'll call it in, and I'll talk to you after you're done.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that we're gonna do more lives, and what I'll do is maybe set up a post or something, or I'll shoot out my IG, and you guys could send questions before that you guys want to ask him, and then I can already have them. And Miss D, just to let you know that on the next live, you're gonna come in here. I'm gonna send you the link so you can join us, and I'm gonna let you handle the comments for Brant, since you already work as a good team together. So, but that's all I really got to say, guys.
That's
I mean,
my girl.
I hope you guys enjoyed the live. I mean, we got 18 people right now and 19 likes. We got one more like than we actually have people in here. You know what I mean? That's fucking
Damn, man.
20.
Hey, I mean, we're firing on all. We're cooking with fish grease, goddammit.
Yeah, so we'll wind this down, guys. And like I said,
Yeah.
we're gonna have I'm gonna do something for the visuals. I'm gonna give you guys documentation of what we're talking about, because we only got through with half the shit we were supposed to talk about. So we will be talking about way more stuff.
Yep,
You know, and I hope you guys enjoyed the.
absolutely.
Like I said again, both me and Brand are amateurs. We
Right.
have no experience at what we're doing, other than we need a platform where free thinking, critical thinking individuals like us can come, congregate, spread positive messages without spreading negativity and glorifying prison and prison boogeyman fairy tales. So
That's right. That's right.
everyone,
And we keep it real.
um, everyone have a great weekend. Always start your weekend off with positive vibes, because those are usually the times where we run into the most negative people when we're out. So always start your weekend positive and end your weekend positive, so you can start your work week with positivity. Don't fucking listen to these snitch influencers before you go out, because all it's going to do is attract negativity. Negativity attracts negativity. So always keep something positive,
Bingo.
or an energy, a thought, or a vibe. So, with that said, guys, I guess that's going to be then for our lives. And Thanks everybody for coming. Clinch fist salute. And I got to figure out how. Okay, I just pressed the X, right?
Yep.